It is raining this morning. It's very hot here, actually. I'm in Australia. Now, I just wanted to have a really good chat about what's going on. I know here in Australia, they're really pushing for us to get the lovely shot. So otherwise, we can't go into pubs, we can't go into taverns, we can't go into social gatherings and all sorts of other stuff. And I mean, there's rules and there's all sorts of different regulations that go with that. Really pushing and forcing us to do what they want. Now, last night because I sort of can get wrapped into all of that, just like everybody else, and go, and then start to see how we can get out of it. And I was given all these messages last night. So they were showing me them putting up a post to say that's where you have to go. You have to take these, whatever they say. You have to do whatever they say in order to fit into the system. And then they said, but is the system making you happy anyway? Is, working 9 to 5 making you happy? Is, all these long hours and everything, is it actually making you happy? I know that humanity has been screaming for a change for quite a few decades, if not 100 years, just wanting out of something that just isn't giving their soul any sort of joy anymore. And that's the majority. I'm not saying it's everybody, but this is what they were showing me last night. And they said something about if you're following your mind, then you are following their story. But if you are following your intuition, then you are following the story of oneness, the guidance of Prime Creator, the big good, or the God within, the source energy of all things. So, are you going to put all of your faith and all of your trust into these individuals who actually many of them got to their jobs by not so nice, means, bit of, well, we have to lie and deceive to be able to get to where we want and pretend we're this and pretend we're in a big ego bubble. Or do you want to trust in oneness again? Click in to your intuition, because that's where it resides. That's where source energy is, and the Prime Creator wants you to experience something outside of the system that's been pulling you in, trying to pull you in. So their game is only via the mind, via the logical mind, via the monkey mind, via the fear. So they grab everything from the past and then they put it into the future, and they say, if you don't do this by then, you're not going to be accepted. So that's really how the mind works, the logical mind works. It grabs from the past and it projects into the future. But the intuition lives in the present moment. Right here, right now, are you safe? Right here, right now, are you breathing and you can feel happy if you want? Is there anything around you right here, right now? Because that's really all that exists in the whole scheme of everything. What they're doing is trying to build up this potential future for you to get sucked into and actually create yourself, even to the point where spiritual people, even like myself, will be posting their message to try to stop the message. It reminds me of a friend that I had falling out with many, many years ago. And we both went to this woman's gathering. And when we were in this big, huge circle and we had to pass each other, the only way, because she decided she's just not going to even look at me. She's going to ignore me. She's going to pretend I don't exist. So, but the only way that she could ignore me or show me that she was ignoring me was to look for me, which completely defeated the purpose. And that's what I think we're falling into the trap of. We're trying to stop something by fueling it. The best scenario that Spirit and guides were telling me last night is to step into trusting your intuition, following where that passion and desire is going to go. Take each moment as it comes, living in that moment, and you will be directed to the best outcome and way better than what you've come from. Way better than what you've come from. So you also start living without fear. You have this space within you of this relaxation within you that you don't have to worry about stuff anymore. So there's a whole heap of good things that come out of all of this, that actually help you feel going towards creating the reality that you really desire. And that's exciting. There is this massive leap of faith for us to stop with the monkey mind and stop playing their games and trust our intuition again. Massive, huge step for the evolution of humanity in itself. But when we take this step, when we really start to trust it, we will be guided towards magnetizing towards higher vibrational people, such as everyone that's on my chat site. And then in that we start creating something absolutely wonderful. So don't get sucked into promoting the game that they are trying to enforce on others. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to do a general reading today too. And another thing is, because I produced this awesome tool, divination tool called the Fortune Dice. So it comes with a little book, and it comes with a little 0 to 9 numerology dice, and my own created dice. These are New Earth dice, so that we can learn to feel into the experience of our new gifts and the new earth that we're going into. So that's why I created the Leap of Faith dice. So I'm going to just roll these. I wish I had like a down camera and you guys can see. I'll roll so what I'm doing is when you get the box, you get one of these, but you can throw it 3 times. But just to make things quicker, I'm just going to grab 3 dice because I have thousands of them here at the moment. And we will read these 4. So this is going to be for a general reading for December for everybody. And I'll just call in my, really get that feeling going of intention for December 4. Okay, they're saying to me, do it for the light workers, because there's a very vast difference now between light workers' energy and those that are coming up or those that are still asleep. So we'll do it for the light workers, the ones that are awoken, the beautiful, strong humans that have all realized what's going on and awoken. Okay, so we have the numbers. We have the numbers. So what happens is when you throw them, if a number is completely opposite, like facing completely the other way, then it's more on the not so good side. And number 6 was complete opposite. Number 3 and number 1. So I'm just going to read these as a so what you get in this divination toolbox, this fortune dice toolbox, you get this little book, and it's kind of helping you ignite your intuition as well. So this is kind of like a teaching thing, and we'll do this as well. So it's got everything in this little book for all the numbers, the guiding word and the guiding words, and whatever pops out for you, you can be guided towards. So okay, so what I got is, because the 1 and the 6 were, well, one was nearly opposite. Like I like to only go to that, towards that, not so, the not so nicer words. If it's completely going the other way. But it does feel right to say that that was 1, 6 was going opposite, and 3 was facing me. So this is all about, the energy for December is all about planning and organizing and having some witty humor about you to move through December. That there will be a necessary persistence in dominating actions from yourself. Be careful that you don't push so far in what you believe that you end up causing the same energy that you are actually trying to stop. So in other words, if it's it reminds me of something that happened with my girls when they were younger, and I was like, they were fighting a bit. And I grabbed them and said, we're supposed to be a peaceful family. It was a real forceful, we're supposed to be a peaceful family. And here I am, not being peaceful at all, trying to enforce peace. So be careful in December that you don't rush into something and actually hook into the same energy that you're trying to stop. The story is the story. The story will always carry on. But the energy and where we come from when we're creating the story is everything. It is the guidance to the next step. So if you are feeling angry when you're forcing something, your next step is returning of anger. If you are standing in your power, feeling powerful and saying it as it is, this is the truth coming from my heart, you could be saying exactly the same thing. But if you're coming from your heart and you're standing in your truth, then the next thing that comes to you is more truth, is more something that makes you feel even stronger, like gives you even more feeling of presence of who you are. So be careful in December not to do that and fall into that problem. And for the number 6, so that was the number 1 and the number 3. And for number 6, it has got, be careful not to fall into fantasies where you're, feeling to yourself, I'm going to, create something. It's kind of like they're telling me, actually, fantasies aren't so bad. Sorry, as I'm speaking to you, I'm getting messages from them as well. So like, I'm thinking, okay, fantasies could be something that's not so good. And they're actually saying, because it's at the bottom of my, my wordplay on my book, saying that, you be careful not to go into fantasy. They're saying, actually, in December, they want you to fantasize. Actually, in December, fantasy is going to fuel you into creating something outside the box. They want you to start using your imagination, but they also don't want you to worry about things. So worry was another word that came up for the number 6. That's in reverse. Don't worry about how this is going to play out. They really want you to take that leap and trust your intuition and be guided by your heart. Okay, right in this moment, my heart feels it wants to do this, and I'm excited about it, but I haven't got the money. Okay, or make a step towards it. Just ring up a person or create something. Just take a step towards it. And each step that you take towards it is going to take you more and more easier to that goal, because the universe go, oh, she wants to go in that direction. Okay, well, she's going to need some money for that. Okay, well, and then it will gift you the money. And I had exactly the same thing happen to me when I actually came from New Zealand to Australia. I was following my intuition a lot, and I didn't have the money to come to Australia to survive for longer than, like a week or so. But I just kept doing these steps, creating these steps. I actually bought my tickets, and yet I didn't have the money to survive when I was over here. So I just had enough for the tickets. And I just kept moving towards the goal. And I had this faith and this leap of faith. And what happened was, as I was driving home, I got this feeling inside of me, something's in the letterbox. Oh my God, something really cool is coming for me. And then I got to the letterbox and I opened it up, and I believed in this feeling so much because I cleared my mind so well that I really trusted this message coming through. And there was nothing in the letterbox. I'm like, Mum's taken it out, and she's put it on my dresser, because I returned home in my 30s for a few months before I did move to Australia. That was one of the steps I took, was to live with my parents for a wee while so I could save a little bit more money. And what do you know, when I get up to my room, sitting on my TV was this envelope. I opened it up and there was $2,000 check in it. So there you go. Didn't know it was coming, and here it was right in front of me. And this was 2 weeks before I was coming to Australia. So that's how much faith I had that everything would work out. So it's just relaxing into the moment, trusting your intuition, and having this faith that each step that you take, the universe is going to have your back. You are going to make it. But when you come from energy of worry, fear, which is what the leaders at the moment are trying to push you into, is this worry and fear, so that they can control and manipulate you. They can only control and manipulate your mind and that logical part of yourself. They can't control and manipulate your intuition. They cannot. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the story I needed to at least get that out. That's cool. Okay. Hi, Idris. Hi, Golden Rainbow. Hi, Derek. Hi, Inya. Good to see you guys. I will also pull a couple of cards for December for general reading as well. Oop. What do you know? A couple fell out. 3 fell out. Okay, so we have the grizzly bear, power. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strength. I never give up. I will succeed. Now, isn't this confirmation of just what I was just talking about? Absolute confirmation. And I love it how Spirit does this. Like, here I am, I throw my dice, I read the dice, and then I read the card, and it says exactly the same thing. So this is where we need to go in December. We need to have this real leap of faith and trust. And the more you are comfortable with that leap of faith, the more you don't feed into the fear game, the more the universe is going to go, oh, I know where she wants to go. I know where he wants to go. Okay, and the next one that I got, look at this, a white stag protector. Isn't that beautiful? You are our old soul. Your best friend is nature. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Awaken to the powerful force within you. You are meant to create blessings with your magic. It's the same story. I love this. But also that you are very protected. See? This is where we're going this December. Have absolute faith. Everything is going to turn out fine. Okay? Don't feed into or fuel fear games, especially those that are living in Australia at the moment with everything that's going on. You know, it is wrong to try to control another being who, you know, to think that you have the power and the audacity to tell somebody what to do with their own body is unbelievably egotistical, honestly. Okay, enough of my little rant. And the next one that I got, you're never going to believe this. Okay, the next one that I got is the loon. Look at the word that's next to the loon. Intuitive. Oh my God, this is really what's happening. Okay, listen to the song of your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved. I couldn't have picked 3 cards. Like, honestly, they're not all about intuition in this pack. And the 3 cards that I got, all about following your intuition and really, really trusting that. Prime Creator, God, whatever you want to call it, source energy has your back. That is the reflection of this. Step into your power, become the intuitive person that you know you are. Logic is still needed. It's going to come up. There's going to be actions needed. You're going, you know, your intuition will go, ring somebody such and such now. They've got some message for you. Or your dreams might start telling you things as well. Like, you might not feel like you have these little subtle voices within your mind that you can trust, but you might have a dream that goes, ting, you know, really stands out. Follow that dream, you know, follow that sign, follow the signs. And yeah, I'm just seeing if there's any more other messages that they're giving me at the moment. And Rainbow's like, thank you for your messages that always see us out of the matrix, but sometimes we have to be reminded. Yeah, and especially at the moment, especially in Australia at the moment, we need to, it's like we're coming up to this point of just deciding which way are you going to go? Are you going to give your power away to somebody else and trust that they know the best for you in your reality? Because that's what the system's all about. Or are you going to take your power back and trust who you are from your soul, your passion, what you desire, what you came here to create, what you want to do in this world? And you're going to start stepping into it and trusting that it's going to be carried. That's really where we're going. And it's really exciting too, because when we start doing that, we're going to start igniting all these beautiful gifts within us, because we're stepping into our intuition. Our intuition will lead us to being able to be telepathic, and telepathy will lead us to the wise ones, the benevolent beings, because then they can start conversing with you, which will give you the information on how to be telekinetic and how to be able to teleport and all of those other juicy things that are coming their way. And then that's how it kind of works. It's like this little breadcrumby step that happens. As we start to take one step, we start to move into the next, and we become more and more of our true, authentic selves again. And then we're living in this high vibration, because then you start taking different choices, making different choices. So then your choice is not going to be, well, I'm going to live in a little flat in the middle of the city and be in fear of somebody coming to my door because I haven't done what the government told me to do. No, your choice is going to be, I'm going to step out. I'm going to build my house. I'm going to create a house on the highest mountain where everyone has to teleport to get there. And you're out of the system. You're above it. You've created this reality through these gifts that are starting to come up, and trusting these gifts. And it might, you know, you think, I know a lot of people are like, is this possible? But the light workers actually came from these higher frequencies, that they actually have it already within themselves on the connections that they have from these benevolent beings and the help that they're going to be given. So that's why they were born here, and they're holding these vibrations ready for others to learn from, other, you know, humans that have been caught in the rat race that want out now. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting how this is all going to work. Yeah. Okay. Just reading a few more things. Applying to Derek. Okay, Idris. Please don't do that. No. Okay, this person Idris, she's one of those fraud people. Don't listen to them. I don't trust them. Somebody who has to come on to somebody else's chat bar and then promote their stuff like that. That's not how our normal channelers, readers promote. No. So don't listen to that person. She's more likely a fraud. Okay. I will leave it here. Love you guys heaps. And have an awesome day. Bye.